Okay, hello all. This time we will talk about chapter 6, which is called Introduction to Geometry. The geometry, in Chinese, this one is called 幾何. That means that we will have some figures, we will have some pictures, so that you are going to learn something that with the mathematics, with the picture. So first of all, we will introduce some key points in this video, so make sure that you learn some basic concept in this topic. First of all, we are going to do the key point. Let's look at these key points. Number 1. The angle shows in the figure can be named. Named is in Chinese is called 明明. For example, for this one, you will call it just by the letter. We will call it A, B, C. That means we can draw it like this with the let me have the light, the highlighter. So you go A to B and then you go to C. So we call this the name angle ABC. In case we can call it in the other way, for example, sometimes you say, I don't want to start it from A. Can I start it from C? Yes, it's correct. We can start it from C, so we can have C, B, and A. So we name it CBA. So we will call it CBA. But we will never call it BAC, because if BAC, we will have something that BAC, and we will have the angle here. So we will not call it BAC, we will call it CBA or ABC. So every time you will see the angle mark is called X with the small letter, so we will also call it X also. And also every time with the angle, we put it on B, so you will see every time you will see the B must be in the middle. So make sure that you got the name of this. And now after this, we will have some angle name. First of all, the first one is called acute angle, not actual, sorry, acute angle. In Chinese, this one is called 鋭角. In Chinese, you know this one is obvious. 鋭, that means it's very sharp. That means you will think that, you will show that this one is very sharp for it, so that that must be less than 90 degrees. So the angle must be between the 0 to 90 degrees. In Chinese, you will say that 鋭角咧係必須介乎喺0至90度之間嘅. The second one we call is called right angle. Right angle in Chinese is obvious. This one is called 直角. That means every time you have the 90 degrees, we will have this one is called 直角. And also make sure that for 90 degrees, you will see these two are very straight. And also we will draw not like a curve here. We will use the square to make it easy to understand. That must be 90 degrees. So for this one is just like a little square. So this is called right angle. In Chinese, you will say 直角一定要係90度. The third one you will have is called obtuse angle. Obtuse angle, that means this in Chinese is called 鈍角. That means every time you will have an angle that which is not sharp enough, and that must be between 90 degrees to 180 degrees. So that means that it is bigger than the right angle, but it's not flat enough. It's not a straight line. So this one is called the obtuse angle. The fourth one, but before to the fourth one, we will have the obtuse angle. In Chinese, that 鈍角必須介乎喺90至到180度中間. Okay, so for the straight angle in Chinese is called 平角. That means we are going to have something called 180 degrees. You will have a straight line, and every time for a straight line, you will have 180 degrees. So that means in Chinese, 平角即係180度. The fifth one you will have is called a reflex angle. In Chinese, it's called 反角. 反角. Okay, so that means that the one is that bigger than a straight line, so that you will see this one is the bigger than straight, but this is not the whole one. It's not a whole circle. It's just a part of it. It's very bigger than the straight line angle, so it must be between 180 degrees to 360 degrees. In Chinese, you can say 反角其實係介乎喺180度至到360度之間，而且你會見到隻角係反咗出去嘅，因為同平時我哋呢隻鋭角咧係有分別嘅。The last one is called round angle. In Chinese, it's called 周角. That means it's a whole circle of it. So this one is called 360 degree. So in Chinese, 周角直係其實一360度咁解。Okay, so before you learn something, before you learn something, we must also have two words you must know before we do the exercise. That one is called parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines in Chinese is called 平行線。For example, these two lines you will see you will never have any interaction. That means 冇intersection, not interaction, 冇相交點. So you must know that these two lines will never touch them each other. So we will say AB is parallel. We will draw this figure for parallel. In Chinese, this one is in English. This one is called AB is parallel to CD. Okay, AB is parallel to CD. For part B, this one is called perpendicular lines. In Chinese, it's called 互相垂直線。That means AB, this straight line, and CD, this straight line, will make the right angle between. And for part B, because they touch them together, so we will call that the foot of perpendicular. 佢哋兩個嘅腳啊，咁所以呢個係互相垂直。So in the figure, we will draw AB with the straight line with the horizontal line so that we can see this one as perpendicular to CD. So in Chinese, this one, in English, not Chinese, AB is perpendicular to CD. Okay, now we will go to have some statement determination for you to do it before you go to the exercise. So you must know what's the meaning of these words first. Okay, question 1. Determine whether each of the following statement is correct. If it is correct, put a tick in the box. Otherwise, put a cross. Okay, now first of all, A. Two straight lines must intersect at one point. Okay, I will give you 5 seconds to make sure that you can try the answer. Okay, the answer for part A is not correct. Okay, obviously, because you can look at the figure we have provided at the above, you will see parallel lines that we will never intersect. Intersect in Chinese is 相交. At one point means 於一點. Obviously, you will never see two straight lines will touch them to each other. So the answer for this one is wrong. Okay, for point B, there are infinitely 無限多. Many points on a line. The answer for this one is correct. Okay, the answer for this one is correct. Why? Because every time you will have a straight line, you will draw cross, every cross, many crosses there, and then you will then dot each other, you will have a straight line. So many of the points you will count here. Every time, because for a straight line, you will have infinitely to the other two sides, so you can make it as long as possible. So this is for line, so you will find that there are many points inside it. So the answer for this one is correct. For point C, part C, the size of an obtuse angle is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. The answer of this one is correct. Okay, why this one is correct? Because we can look at this one. For the obtuse angle, that must be between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. So for this one is correct. This is called 頓角. And for part D, the size of a reflex angle is between 0 degree to and 180 degree. The answer for this one is not correct. Because this one, for the reflex angle in Chinese is called 反角. That means it must be between 180 degree and 360 degree. So if we change it to 180 degree to 360 degree, this one must be correct. Okay, but not 0 degree to the 180 degree because it's so small. Okay, part E. Parallel lines are straight lines that never intersect. The answer is yes, correct. Because you will see just like the part A, every time two straight lines, you will never touch them together. So this one is called parallel lines. Okay, finally, part F. A pair of perpendicular lines intersect to form a straight angle. The answer of this one is not correct because for a pair of perpendicular lines not intersect to form a straight angle, they form a right angle. That means only 90 degrees. Okay, so this is a straight angle. So we will draw a little square here to make it as perpendicular lines. Okay, now make sure that you know what is the meaning of these meaning of the word in geometry, because you must know it well. Otherwise, if you read the question, you will not understand how to do this. Okay, this is the first video that for the geometry. Next video, we will have some exercise for it. Thanks for watching.